Hi guys, it's Infinity and welcome back to the Infinity Experience. This time I am talking to you from Belgrade, the capital of Serbia. Now I have been living here for the last 2 weeks and I'm going to share with you everything I know about this city, which I call it now the City of Paradox. Now, my first initial impression of this city is that this city is very vibrant, lively. You will see a lot of things going on as you walk in city center of Belgrade. There is a lot of coffee shops, a lot of musicians. There is a live music. There is a lot of soul life in this city. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, Belgrade is quite cheap for foreigners. If you are from Europe, if you are from United States, then you will find a huge difference when it comes to living in Belgrade. The rent is cheap, the food is cheap, cigarette is very cheap, and drinks as well. And I would say, in my experience, like I've traveled a lot now in East Europe and Europe, the quality of food it's magnificent in Belgrade. Like really, they know how to make the food, and they spend like so much on producing even a simple sandwich, and it will taste amazing. I don't know why, but I think maybe because of the influence of the Ottoman Empire and other historical factors that made Serbian food is very delicious. Even the quality of vegetables and fruit, it's very organic. You can taste the real cucumber, the real tomato, and strawberries are magnificent in Belgrade. Now, I mentioned earlier that this city is a city of paradox, and the reason why I said that, as I was walking the street, you will find a lot of contrast everywhere in terms of architecture. You will find like a new building, then an old building. You will find this. The city is kind of smashed together, I would say. There is the people are very friendly, but they are very conservative. That is the one of the paradoxes I noticed. The people are they are open, but they kind of traditional at the same time. So, and that also a reflection of everything around you. You will find Western food, traditional food. You will find new streets, old street next each other. So it's very hard for me to describe Belgrade like as a city. Is that like it has everything from everything really. So it's a very paradoxical city, I would say. It's very hard to define it, and especially now you have like a new Belgrade and old Belgrade, and there's a lot of constructions and new buildings, a lot of construction actually everywhere in the city. So it seems this city is gonna, turn to the new Tokyo. I have no idea, but this is what I have observed. Now, in terms of transportation, the transportation I would say in Belgrade is quite poor. There is no Uber, there is no, Volt or any kind of taxis you can use. There's only their private taxis, and they are quite expensive. And also, there is no metro, so your only option is to take the bus, which are electric. That's good, or to walk. So for me, I find it easy to walk around, especially if you live in the center. But there's a lot of traffic, so even in the bus, when you take the bus, you will be like squeezed with so many people. So the level of transportation is not as good as other cities in Europe that I have visited. Also, the city reminds me a bit of Ukraine, Kiev, or even Russian countries. There's a lot of similarity in buildings. Even you have this when you go. If you have been in Kiev, you will find a lot of fountains everywhere, and like the same applies to Belgrade. You will find like small, tiny fountains, big fountains. So there's a lot of similarities. Now, I don't know much about the history between Russia and Serbia, but I believe they were friends. But Tito had an issue with Starlin, so I don't know much of the details, but there's a lot of influence. You can see it and similarity between Kiev or Russia architecture and also the Serbian architecture. Now, there are not much things to see in Belgrade in terms of tourist attractions. You have, the main places is that Knezna Mikhalia Street. It's a very beautiful, amazing street. You also have Kalemegdan Fortress, and you have the river Don Bay. I'm not sure if I pronounced correct, as well as some nice museums like Nikola Tesla museums and the national museums as well in the Horse Square. I think that's what they call it. And pretty much that's it. So if you are a tourist and you want to stay a few days in Belgrade, you can see everything, but after that there is kind of not much to see. Now, in terms of the Serbian women, I will make a special video about Serbian women in Belgrade, but my initial impression is that they are quite friendly, educated, speak English, and beautiful, but at the same time are conservative and traditional and a bit, closed. So that's why I'm saying again, this city is a city of paradoxes. There is paradoxes even in how you communicate with people. They will not approach you in the street, they will not, try to, ask you or tell you where you're from or get to know you. But if you approach them, they are very friendly. At the same time, there is a line. And that's my personal experience. I'm not sure if you have experienced something similar, but so far that's what I am seeing. So to sum up, in general, my final tips about Belgrade. This city is a beautiful city. It's a cheap city to live. The food are amazing, people are friendly. So if you want to come and see Belgrade for a few days, I would totally recommend it. If you want to live in Belgrade, I will also recommend it. So there's nothing negative I found about the city, apart from the traffic, and it's quite crowded, so it's not very relaxed city. People always on a rush when they are going to work or going somewhere. Now that's all for today, guys. If you have any question or any comment you want to know about Belgrade, make sure you leave it down below this video, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time.